at one time.
Special K.
But no, it was the two Ks in a C. Okay.
Let's go live, right? 3, 2, 1. Hey guys, how you doing? Dan Freitag here from Foster the People Podcast. I'll tell you what, guys, it's been a great 2024, and I've got Carol and Dwayne with me today, and I just want to start out by saying thank you so much, everybody, for watching us, supporting us, subscribing to us, and just getting involved in us. And honestly, I want you guys, if nothing else, this holiday season, I want you to take time for your family, for yourself, to sit back, plan out for 2025. Take that time out to just relax and enjoy life, because 2025 is right around the corner here, and I want you to make the most of it. So, guys, how we doing tonight?
Fantastic.
Good.
Carol,
What?
let me ask you this question, dear. You've been a mortgage broker forever, okay? And you know how I've been dealing with a bunch of different mortgage brokers, trying to close up a couple of deals. And that's one of my drives that I want to emphasize on this one, is what we're going to try to do to wrap up this year and moving into next year. And from a mortgage broker standpoint, like I said, I've been trying to work these two problems because they got really high interest rates. What's your take on the current situation I'm in? Do you think that's going to be obtainable because of that, or do you think we need to keep searching high and low?
I think what you're trying to do, we'll have to do it in a certain manner. Where you were looking at before, you were going to put everything into one loan.
Correct.
And what I see is you have two different, at least two that we're looking at right now, you have two different properties. One's a mixed use,
Right.
which that you can go, you get a much better interest rate on it.
Yeah.
Because you can consider it that it's residential along with office. The other one is strictly commercial.
Right.
So these are two separate loans to two separate companies that I would be doing. The one does, and very few are doing mixed use anymore, and I did find one that is now, and they've got a very good interest rate on it. So I would do one is that with the mixed rate as one. And then we will find, and I've already got yours into two other commercial companies.
Well, can I
to
put a
take
bed
look
in
at
there and like a closet and a refrigerator and call it a mixed use?
No, because unfortunately, it is what on the tax rolls
No, I
is
know.
that property
Yeah,
considered.
but what happened if my wife kicked me out and I had to sleep over there for a couple
Yeah,
of
but
months?
unfortunately, your storage your storefront on the one is retail.
Yeah, 100%. What's on Bush Boulevard? So what do you expect? Not too many people
It's
live
not
right
considered
on West
residential
Bush.
anywhere in there, so no, I couldn't do that as a mixed use then.
What happens if Dan sleeps in his car?
That's like a multi-dwelling or multiple dwellings. You could go from place to place to place. So that'd be like a vehicle
That's a
policy.
DMV, yeah, that's DMV.
Well,
So
So you
we got a couple of guys that have been sleeping in the backyard. We have to put a big fence. We've got a couple of bums that
You
like
could always
hanging out.
turn around and go to the city or whatever and try to get the zoning on it changed to include residential or mixed use, and we could. I don't know what that's gonna cost.
So you go to the city of Largo with a brown envelope.
Wait, but this ain't Largo. This is
Yes.
Hillsborough. This is Tampa.
What's that? What's that?
Tampa. This is
Yeah,
Tampa.
he's looking at
That
Tampa.
Oh,
was
okay. Okay. So you go to over there with a brown envelope full of dead presidents, and you try to give it to some guy who can't be seen on one of the cameras in the place.
You just said the keyword try. Next thing you know, you'll be seeing me click, click. Freaking, I'd be on the most wanted, man.
It wasn't that long ago that 3 county commissioners for Hillsborough County got arrested and thrown in jail for that back about
Stop
40
talking
some
about
years
that,
ago.
man, because I don't want them calling me out, man.
But I'm just
What
saying.
about P. Diddy, man? Oh!
Well, that's an open and shut case there.
All right, Dwayne, let's talk about you for a minute.
Yes, sir.
As we're closing up the end of the year, man, we've had a great run this year, man. Don't you
Thank
think?
you. Yeah.
So what do you think, man? I mean, from the, 8, 9 months we've been doing this?
Actually, it's longer than that.
Seems like it's been forever,
We've
don't it?
been almost a year now. Almost
It
a year,
does,
about
man.
5 months now.
So what do you think, man? I mean, where
Well,
did you
there's
get
a lot of
this year?
things to be thankful for. Christmas is always a time for families to get together.
Yep.
Good food. Everybody's going to drink, of course, unless you come down with what I had last week, where you gotta go to the doctor, you gotta take medicine for it. You know, of course,
All
I'm
right, put
still,
your mask on, everybody.
I wasn't contagious.
Put your mask on.
I don't have COVID. I only go to work I used to go to a place if I had COVID just to try to get what this one guy said. You know, hi, how are you? But no, there's a lot of things to be thankful for. Just as long as you have your health, your peace of mind,
That's it.
you can overcome any objection that you make for yourself, because a lot of times a lot of our problems are self-made,
Oh, yeah, they're self-induced.
because we don't know that we're going down an avenue before it gets too long that we can't get back.
Well, I mean, how many times have we created a fear in our mind? We're like, oh, this is going to be the worst case scenario. And it's like, oh, it's going to happen. And then it really never happens. Or
No.
it's just that. That's why, honestly, if I'm in a pickle, I try to put in my mind worst case scenario. So if that's it, I know that's worst case scenario. I'm going
Well-
to jail. I did not pass go. No.
There's a lot of people that are not as fortunate sometimes. They don't make a lot of money based upon their experiences in life, and they're still working by the hour and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So there is some kind of access for them to be better if they want to try. Go back to school and improve your education, do this, do that. There's other things, but it's Christmas time. You're trying to pay your bills with this high inflation that we have, which is caused by Joe Biden, Kamala Harris.
Who?
You know, Kamala Harris. Oh, she finally showed her face on the TV the other day.
Yeah, I saw a little
She's
bit.
cackling and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
And
saw
she-
that.
Shall we roll up our sleeves
All right.
or whatever? So I'm just gonna,
Okay.
but you know, but there's a lot of things for Christmas you got to be thankful for.
Well, amen.
And
Amen.
just be real simple about it. Stay on point with your life. Don't speed. Don't go through the red light camera. Don't get the thing in the mail.
How am
You
I
know,
going to get to the frickin' North Carolina?
that's $158 you just pissed away. So, but
Try
just
258, the last one, man.
know,
Down the freaking Key West, my wife got 258 big ones.
wow. Well, that's because the city down there sucks and they can't make their own taxes. So,
Yeah.
but I'm saying I'd like to know how many people are going to get a real tree this year, or a fake tree.
Well, honestly, I've
No
been,
tree.
What do you prefer?
I've been a fake tree for decades because I guess I'm lazy. I buy it one time, it's good for like 5 years, you know? Then I take it to my office.
Well, long
and
time
pawn it
ago.
off and them
Long
until
time-
they burn it up.
Long time ago, they had like a silver Christmas tree,
Oh, yes.
Oh,
I
and they
remember
yeah.
had
those.
like a 3-light thing that would shine on it.
Yeah.
We had one of those when I was a kid,
Christmas
when like
tree.
5 or 6 years old.
Christmas
And
tree.
we wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning to find out what Santa put out for us. There was bikes, and it was kind of cool because the lights were hitting everything. Got the banana seat on the bicycle, the 3.
Is that where the
going.
rainbows came into place, where all the things starting to go? You know that rainbow? thing
No,
now?
that was with Teddy Ruxpin and all the my pony stuff that you. Dan has a collection of My Pony stuff at his house.
We talked about my unicorn over there.
Yeah. But this
I got my unicorn,
My
that's my
ponies are
unicorn.
different from unicorns. My ponies
There's
are real.
only unicorns.
My ponies are real. Unicorns are not real.
They're in their head.
But just as long as we're thankful for everything, we go see our mothers and our fathers and our family, and don't talk politics because you were wrong anyway. So who cares?
That's
So,
true.
you know,
That's true.
because
All
you,
of mine are
you know,
the same as I am, so
oh
I
yeah,
don't have
because
to
there's
worry
a
about
lot
it.
there's a lot of people out there that don't want to talk politics, and they try to razz and stuff like that. So it's no big deal. But just be thankful that you have your health. It's Christmas. It's just one more day, but it's a special day. So thank God. Make a prayer.
Amen.
Thank everyone that you're still alive.
And that
And
you
just,
can
just,
breathe,
just
that you
keep on
can
going
see.
because as soon as you were born, you were dying anyway. So who
That's
cares?
true. So, Carol, what do you have to add to that one? I mean, what do you think?
Well, I agree with Dwight. I think one of the things we need to do is, and I do this every day, but I've lost a lot this year, in the
Yeah,
last
we've
year,
had that
and
story, yeah.
10 years
Oh.
is well behind that.
Yeah.
And every day I get up and I go outside and I look at what's out there. And I look at I have a house, I have a roof over my head, I have food in the refrigerator, I have friends,
Yeah.
and I have a lot to be thankful for.
Oh,
Yes,
man.
I've lost
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I'm struggling right now because I'm
We're
starting
doing it.
all over
Yeah.
again.
Was it related to the storm?
No, I lost. I lost my first husband in 2010, and my
Oh.
twin sister in 2009, and then I lost my second husband in February.
Oh.
I lost my niece in last August.
Yeah.
I lost
Oh.
my sister, another sister, in July, and one of my nieces now has brain cancer. Now, with all that said, I am a very
you've
strong
had-
believer in God.
Yes, you
You've had
are.
a- you
I
have
mean,
a
you
tough
are.
time.
And
And
like I said,
I could not survive and be where I am right now if I did not believe in God. But
Well, you-
I look around and I see
He has a
we
purpose for
have
you.
to, yeah.
He has a purpose
and
for
I
you.
haven't figured that one out yet. I'm
Long time
hoping
ago.
soon to figure it out. But I have to look at how thankful I am, and I know they're in a better place.
Yeah.
But I have to look at what because sometimes it gets very lonely, you
It does,
know,
yeah.
and you go, my gosh, what am I here for, or whatever. And I look around and see all
Well,
the
you-
friends I have, and
You
how
influence
grateful
other
I
people.
am.
You're a leader. You're not a follower. So you influence people on a daily basis
I mean,
with your
yeah.
with your demeanor, your
Oh,
leadership,
thank you.
your intelligence.
Yeah, it's
So-
starting over and getting that confidence back
Do
that
you,
I don't
I mean,
have yet.
in the
right
sales
now.
gig, you're supposed to look in the mirror and go, "This is going to be a great day" and stuff like that. Well, I already know that because that's just who I am because I'm self-confident. But you, as a person that is in the real estate with people's money and stuff like that, helping Dan out with his deals, and you just be thankful that you're still in there doing it. I mean,
That's why I'm in it.
my mother's dead, my father's dead, my sister's dead, my brother's dead. I'm the only one in my family that's still alive.
So we understand each other.
But then again, I died 14 years ago, so God said, no, you're not going nowhere, so that's why I'm still here. But I overcome that, but just make sure that you continue to live your life, go forward. I always tell people at the sales, at the dealership, if you fall, make sure you fall forward. Because that's 2 steps further than where you were.
That is so true. I mean, Carol, we've known each other for a long time, and it's like, I've realized in the last decade myself, I've been up the highs, I've been the lows. I lost my mother, I lost my mother-in-law, I lost a couple of dear friends, and it's like, I don't know, I've always had this thing where it's like, you gotta think up in here, that even though they're not here beside us, they did not want you to be in that low spot.
Yeah.
They want you to keep trucking and keep making the most out of your life and trying to put a smile on other people's face, and it's like, I don't know, there's some days, you just want to go to the bridge and jump off the bridge and call it a day, but if you look at it realistically, I pretty much have changed thanks to Dwayne and Josh and Foster the people. I've changed my life for us now. It's my thrive is going after to help people, to help business owners,
Yeah.
to just do whatever I can to help people get to a better place. We talked about this earlier,
Yes.
equity, and I hope people will take this word and maybe practice themselves. Okay, you got 2 choices there. You can either have a positive equity or you can have a negative equity. And nobody wants a negative equity. All right? You know why they have Black Friday? Because that was the first day of the year that they have positive equity, has been told, if you look at the record books. All right? So it took them all that time to where they got out of the red, where they were actually making money on that Black Friday was a day. I don't want anybody to be that way. I want you to think of life as every day I'm getting up, as we talked about, we're grateful for the little things
Yes.
that I can see, that I can smell, that I can give you a hug, I can tell you I love you, I can say that you're great. It's just the little things that we all take for granted.
We do.
And it's like, we should all just be blessed and we don't have to wait for Christmas to be thankful or Thanksgiving or Valentine's Day. We have January 5th. We have September 12th to say, hey man, thank you very much for being part of my life. Here's a little gift and I'm very proud of you for being part of me and making me who I am.
Right.
The problem is for some reason, Hallmark had to step in and go, oh, December 25th and Thanksgiving we had to do this. Why can't we give that gift every single day?
There's no
So
reason
it
why you
comes
can't.
back to the positive equity.
You can give yourself the same gift every day.
Yes.
Well, it's just
you're alive.
gratitude. Yeah.
Yeah.
That you're alive. Like I said, you can smell.
Yeah.
You can taste. Some people can't taste. Hey, there's people I've seen have no arms, no legs. How do you wipe your butt? How do you feed yourself?
It's
You
called,
got-
it's called the car wash.
Or whatever it is. The bottom line is, for those people
They
that are
have
like
people that
that,
help them.
I'm gonna be straight up here. For those that are like that, man, you've got me. Every time I feel like I got an ache or pain or my arm, I'm like, you got it worse than I do. So I can't say nothing, man. But going back to the equity, it's like I want people to understand. the people you hang out with and the things you do every day is what's going to either give you positive or negative equity. If you're hanging around people that are flatlined, they're not going anywhere, they're not saving money, and they're always complaining, well, guess what? That's negative equity. People that are bringing you up and encouraging you and patting you on the back and telling you how proud they are, that's a positive equity. And we have to focus on that. If you have somebody in your life that's dragging you down, or your job, or something,
Walk away from it.
just, we can't necessarily just walk away from it because you have to pay bills, but you have to create that environment where you're going to grow up
That's-
that ladder,
yes.
climb up
Yes.
that ladder.
I think what we need to do is have people submit to themselves that we all have a grade. We need to grade ourselves on
Amen.
what we do. You need to have like an invisible paycheck,
True.
okay? And basically, you look at yourself and go, was I polite today?
Yep.
Was I nice? Did I not cut anybody off coming here to the show today?
Wow.
Or did I not pull out my gun and
Negative
try to,
equity
you
in
know?
dead.
But I'm just saying, we create an environment where we get so used to doing certain things. We so fast to say something. We have a sharp tongue.
Yeah.
But we need to create a report card for ourselves and grade ourselves on a daily basis so we can be better and go, well, that wasn't very good, because whenever you were raised a kid, your mother and your father told you what right and wrong was.
Exactly.
Well, maybe some don't. That's what they're finding out
most
right
of
now.
us were raised with a little bit of ethics and moral
Yeah.
support. But now, no disrespect to the younger generation, but there's a lot of things that have changed since we were growing. Because let's be
Did you-
honest, we're a little bit older generation than the 21s and the Joshes.
Well,
But the thing about it is, like, there's people like Josh, and like so many other people, like Timothy, that was on our,
Yeah.
they're 24, 25 years, and they got it so together, it makes me sick, because by the time they're 35, they're going to blow all three of us put together, because they've got the intellectual, they got the mindset, they've got the drive, the passion, the patience. And I just want to emphasize, people, in 2025, let's get one thing straight. You got 2 eyes and 1 mouth and 2 ears. You got 2 eyes to visualize and look at things. You got 2 ears to listen. You got 1 mouth with 1 tongue, so it's better for you to not say anything, listen and see things. And then, before you speak, take that
think.
5, 10 seconds extra to go,
Think.
is it going to be the right thing I say? You know how sometimes when you go and you're pissed off and you text somebody, you're like, and then all of a sudden you hit send, you're like, oh, I shouldn't have sent that. You know what I'm saying? I've been there. I'd be like, I sent it to the
I take it
wrong
back, I take it
person.
back.
Or sent it to the wrong person.
Nah, I don't.
Oh,
think-
you were so wonderful, baby. Thanks for last night. Ooh, wrong person. My grandmother. No.
Now,
Certain,
I'd like to challenge you
Yeah.
on something you said, though.
I appreciate that. Let's do it. I like
I'd like
challenge.
to challenge that when I said that if you are finding that you're going to work that's saying you really are you're getting more and more depressed and everything else, you said we have to work a way to get, you're around negative people. You can't just quit. Yes, you can. This is what people need to look at, is that you only have one life.
That is true.
We had no idea when the Lord's going to call us back.
You got it.
And
Amen,
if
brother.
you're
Amen.
unhappy, there are other jobs out there. You said it. If you're not happy with this one, if you need to go back to school to do better
Oh,
and
yeah.
to go back,
Yeah.
that's the way to do it. Don't stay, because that's what I look at now, and I'm so grateful for. And the other thing, maybe it's because I'm older, and I can look back, and I look at that 4,000 square foot house I had with
Yeah.
a 1,000 square foot garage overlooking the most gorgeous mountain peaks in Alaska and all that, and and what we were paying, and the cars and this and that, and I look at now and go, I didn't need all that.
Amen.
Why did I work so hard my whole life to do nothing but work and have a house? Yeah, but just think of what did I miss out on, maybe my children,
True.
doing this, doing that,
Yep,
because
yep, that's
of,
true.
and you guys talked about this last week,
What's that?
about that dollar, that almighty dollar, you
Oh, yeah.
always feel
We're always there. We're also
that,
there.
but do you really need it?
That's a good question.
As-
That's the difference between needs and wants. And I
As-
think what it is, Johnny next door just got a new Cybertruck. Oh, Mary Beth just got a
Yeah,
new maid to clean her
exactly.
house. Oh, Bobby over there just got a new cleaner to
Oh,
freaking
that's-
do his pool.
That's an age-old problem that's been going on forever. It's just keeping
Yes.
up with the Joneses.
Yes.
Well, you
And
know,
the Joneses don't live around here. They live around here somewhere.
we're
but
not
we
doing
never
the
know what
Jones. We're listening to Ishabab.
Well, I'm just saying, I mean, like the guy comes into the dealership and goes, "I want to get a truck just like Bob, who got one from you last week." I says, "It's a $90,000 truck." He's like, "90,000?" I go, "Yeah. Do you want all that stuff on there?"
Yeah.
No, I'll just take that one.
Well, I'm okay. Let's go back to your challenge, and I appreciate you bringing that out. But I look at it from this perspective, okay? I go, so many people are struggling right now to pay their bills, okay? And I would personally, 110% say, hey, your job sucks, quit. But you got to pay bills.
Well,
If you
and I'm
quit-
not saying
if you
just
quit-
quit,
if you
have
quit your
someplace to
job-
go.
Yeah, but most people think, oh, well, hell, I'll just quit and tomorrow I'll get a job. You know, you got to have
That
a
may not
plan.
work.
In other words, you got to plan it out. In other words, okay, this job sucks, but you know something? As soon as I get off work, I'm gonna be there texting that person, going, "Hey, can you give me a job? Can you try something?" I'm gonna tell you something. I'll throw some job at the people. All right? We at A to Z Fire, one of my companies I own, is desperate for people. I need recharge technicians. I need salespeople. I need service technicians. I need hood systems. I need people that want to get involved, that want to make serious money. If you don't know anything about fire equipment, people, let me put it this way, it is the most recession-proof job out there. Because every single business out there has to have our service. Now, there are competitors out there, but we're better looking, and we smell better, or we get better prices.
Well, it's like death and taxes. That's always going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter about COVID or anything else. We were only down for 10 days.
I would suggest you go to the near Votech Center because you have a focused crowd. These
Right.
people aren't going to college
Yeah,
because their parents are poor.
true. Well, I know
Okay.
you got a bit more because they just don't like.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
I'll be honest, like
The
me.
parents can't afford $45,000 a year to send their kid to flower a rate ranging class. Okay.
Well, I could give you a quick story with that.
Yeah.
I got a family man, love you, but the thing about us was he spent some serious coins to put one of his kids to school. You would think with the amount of money he spent, he should have became a doctor,
Liberal
a
arts
brain surgeon.
Yeah.
But guess what he's
Eckerd
doing?
College, Brian.
But guess what he's doing?
What's that?
He's working for a mortgage company. Now,
Well-
honestly, I could go out there tomorrow. Or anybody could go out there tomorrow and go, hey, I want to learn about your business. And I tell this to people all the time, especially if you're young. If there's something you're passionate about, go bang on those people's door and say, hey, look it. I will work for free for 90 days if you'll
To
just
learn.
show me how
Yeah.
to do this. And I will promise you I'll be here on time. I will bust my ass and I will prove to you that my time is worth it. And if you don't feel that way, well, then I let myself down. Because if anybody came up to me, I guarantee you, like, okay, we got a young man that's been working with me for about 2 months. All right? Started out low, had no experience whatsoever.
Right.
Just in the last few months, he's gone up $8 in pay
Sweet.
hourly. $8, okay? Who gets that? Who gets that? Okay? Nobody gets that
Making
unless you're gonna win the lottery.
$16,000 more a year.
You know what I'm saying? The thing about it is you just have to have that mindset. Like you and I have talked
But
about.
you
this.
can find these people going to the Votech centers because
That's so true.
and you can talk to the teachers there and ask them about because they have electrician school, plumbing school, AC school,
Yep.
basic skills. You know, now I know a ton of people in the car business that have gone to college, University of Florida,
Yeah, yeah.
accounting degrees, whatever, and they couldn't find a job in there, but they found a job selling cars.
Yep.
Now they're making hundreds of
Yeah.
thousands of dollars a year, more so than whatever.
Exactly. That's
You
what
know.
I'm trying to say to you. I'm not trying to say anything negative to people about school, but my wife just pulled up here now. But you know me, I dropped out of school in 10th grade. I hated school. School was not my bag, man. Okay, I dropped out 10th grade, floundered around.
You
got in
spent all
trouble.
your money for the bus fare. That's why you couldn't get on the bus no more.
I was
right?
on the short bus. Get it correct.
Really short bus, right?
But what I'm saying is that I know school's not for everybody, and I
Yeah.
promote it. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You got to have education. I wouldn't advise anybody to drop out of school.
Right.
But what I'm trying to say to you is that some of us have a passion, have a drive, have moral ethic values
Right.
of understanding customer service.
So if you threw $300 on the table in front of some kid and go, that's just a taste.
Yeah, that's
You get their
yeah.
attention, and then you tell them what's
Yeah.
going on.
Yeah,
And you show them what a future and career you have. Because Social Security is not going to be around forever.
no.
You know, you have to make some kind of a retirement fund. Invest in your future.
All right,
But-
Carol, let's go from a woman's
Yeah.
point of view on this subject. No, seriously, because us men,
Well-
we're narcissists, we're egotists.
Well,
we
no,
Yeah, I've
because-
been really telling people lately, because when it comes to men and women, I start reminding them, especially when it's, let's say it's a group that's all men on a board or something.
Right.
Now, just remember something, you're from Mars and I'm from Venus.
Right.
And that's, there's quite a difference there, because you do, and that's where, I just took a seminar the other day and they were talking about being yourself and understanding other people.
True, that's
Because
hard.
you never know what somebody has gone through unless
Exactly.
you've walked in their shoes. You've gone through a lot, I've gone through a lot. And the best thing is before judging somebody,
word,
and which is
judgment,
what you're
people.
doing,
Yeah.
what you're talking about doing, being positive,
Yeah.
is making, talk with them first and find out. Find out what is,
Yeah.
if they're grouchy today or something else, say, what happened, can I help you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised how many people might be looking for that.
Well, all
Just
it needs is a
somebody to
hug.
reach out
Or
to
somebody
them.
to just say, hey, man, that shirt looks great on you today. I mean, it could
Yes.
change somebody's life from jumping off the bridge by just saying, hey, man, your hair looks
Exactly.
really good
That's why you
today.
get their attention with something like just
Yeah.
did there. But these people that sit on these boards, 99% of them are married still.
Or
And
what?
married still. And they have their wives that they talk to. If they're any kind of a man at all, you talk to your wife about
Two
it.
of them are, well, one that's on the board, he's gotten a
I'm just
divorce.
saying
One
that-
of the other ones have just gotten a
But you
divorce,
can't
so.
completely have their head up their asses. And they have to have some kind of sympathetic feeling to a lot of people. Because not everyone is well off, take care of themselves. And they have to be able to look at the other side of things.
That's
Well, I
true.
think one of the
Make
things
everything better.
you're talking about going to school, I mean, I was appalled. Today I was watching the news and they came out with that 41% of young college students that were polled thought it was fine that this young gentleman shot and killed this CEO.
That's right.
41%.
Yeah, that's insane.
What is going on
It's
in this
the
country?
same people that thought Palestine was a great thing.
Yes.
It's just a wave thing. They're all full
Yeah.
of crap.
But
I mean,
I'm just
yeah.
saying, it's.
But to me, when it goes back to poor education values, moral values.
Now,
I
these
mean,
are from college. These are college.
well, I don't care if they're
students.
college or not. There's a lot of freaking idiots that went to college. They're spending hundreds of $1,000s to get out and go.
They don't know
wow,
what they're
that's
doing.
cool.
They don't know.
Yeah,
But
the thing
They
about
don't know
I
what
mean,
they're doing, and that's what they're saying. They're coming out. These kids, and we'll call them children. These kids, children, are not being taught what they need in which to get when they get out of college and what to do after the
Because
fact.
they're
Well,
still
I
living
mean-
in mommy's basement.
Well, but here, I'll give you a sec. We
Yeah.
got some dear friends of mine, Sharon and Chris from
Yeah.
Bay.
Yeah.
Chris and I, we went to one of the Bucks games not too
Yeah.
long ago, but
Cool.
a couple games back, and they were talking to us about how there's so many liberals and they're teaching all this to their like,
Yes, all the
I think like
colleges
their
DEI?
fourth grade, all kinds of
Woke?
stuff. Yeah, woke, all this stuff,
DEI
and they're
woke.
it to me it's like, okay, I'm not here to tell you how to raise your kid. That's your business. But I'm gonna tell you one thing. You gotta have moral values. Okay? Believe me, I know I'm older than a lot of people out there, but the thing about it is that it's just how can I say this? Common sense about courtesy to other people. Okay? Respect those. Okay, yeah, people piss me off and I flick the bird to people and I go, well, was that really appropriate?
Well, I
But the
mean-
bottom line is we understand that we all, like you just said, we all different have walks of life. But the thing about it is there's courtesy, common courtesy. I think that we're missing out in today's society.
But these kids know nothing about credit reports.
Nope.
They know nothing about their beacon score. They
Well,
don't know about the three associations.
They don't know anything about a checkbook.
About finance, because they don't teach that no more. When I was in school in ninth grade, they taught you civics. Taught you how to comb your hair, brush your teeth, look presentable, go on a job interview, have your resume.
well, but you know
Now,
what it is.
nowadays, they work from home and they do this
Yeah,
all
yeah.
this crap.
I mean, okay, but let's be honest. As being an employer,
Yeah.
okay, for the last 30, 40 years, really give a shit what you look like. I don't want to give a shit
Well-
what your experience has been.
Yeah,
All I care about is you come in, you got a smile on your face,
yeah,
and you give me the impression that you have a drive to learn something new. I'm more than likely going to give you a chance. But the minute you start disrespecting my other staff members, or you don't realize that time management is a key factor, or that you have a responsibility that you
Right.
have to do this duty because I sat down and expressed that this is step 1, step 2, step 3,
yeah,
and you don't do it, it shows me you have no pride in yourself.
right.
In today's society, hey, when I was growing up, nobody talked to me about a checkbook, nobody taught me about finance, nobody taught me about life insurance, nobody told me shit about it. I had to go out there and throw it up against the wall. If it stuck, it worked. If it didn't stick, well, try something else. But it comes down to me, the basics is like we talked about, communication. And then really common courtesy.
Right.
I was like, okay, I had one of my guys, they've been working on this property for a day and a half. And common courtesy means you go to the property, hey, I'm here, how are you? Did you have a good day? Okay, right now I'm starting the property. Well, they didn't, they just went up, they just got on the property and went to the job. Guy calls me up at 10:30, hey, where's your staff at? The hell you mean by that? That's just to me a common courtesy thing.
Well, I mean, that's part of the job interview because you're supposed to have a checklist. You're supposed to ask them some questions off the mark from the business.
Yeah.
You know, where do you live? What do you do? I mean, some questions will be like, you can't ask me that, but if that's the case, then, okay, fine, it's really, really nice. I'll keep your resume on file.
Yeah,
You know.
well, I mean, like I said, I had a gentleman come in the other day, and the bills go, he just came in, and I go, well, I'm just around, let me call him back. Yeah, I just missed him like by 5 minutes. So the gentleman did come back, nice guy, but he's been in the hospitality business for 35 years.
Trying to find a
And
job.
like a maitre d', and I'm like, this is not a maitre d' job. You're either gonna get back there and get dirty in the recharge room, or you're gonna be out there in the field doing stuff, or you're gonna be doing sales. You know, I don't have where you can cook food or
And there's
or
no tips.
Bring to the tips, you know.
There's no
I mean, there's
tips.
bonuses, but you're gonna have theirs. So,
Is he
but,
not selling with what he's doing?
But see,
I've always said, I will take some, I used to have an interior design studio and stuff, and so I would always, when people came in, I don't know anything about interior designing or anything like this, and you go, but I've done this, I've sold this, and I sold this. Now I know car sale, and you know what I'm gonna be talking about. You would rather have somebody come in there that you would hire that knows how to sell. You can teach them what they have to sell.
true.
So if
That's
he,
true.
what do you think he had to do in which to make money as a maitre d' or anything else with what he was doing?
Well, I respect the man for coming in and trying to see what the job was about, but to me, once it goes back to his due diligence.
Oh, yeah.
He didn't really.
that might
He
be-
should have went and looked
Yeah,
up
that would be
what his
something
agency
else.
fire did. Okay,
But he-
Yeah.
before you even came in, and see if that's even
Now, that's a different
that's a
story
waste of
on
his
it.
time.
Yes.
See, once again,
Yes.
that's a waste of his
But
time.
he looked
So it's
and
being a
he
waste of
took
my
time
time.
out to give you a call.
Yeah, I
Okay,
mean,
I
the
see.
thing about it goes down to, like I said, ultimately taking the time out to appreciate the small things in life and find what makes you happy.
Yeah.
I mean, you got in the weightlifting, you got in the mortgage. What made you get in the mortgage? Why didn't you become a nurse or a doctor or
You know what I really wanted to do?
what's that?
I wanted to become a lawyer
So what stopped you from becoming a lawyer?
because what it cost to go to school
All right,
and.
but like I said, right now,
and
okay,
what
I'll,
re-
I'll pay for your college.
and
You wanna go back to college?
Yeah, and in the sixties and seventies, it was women got married
Yeah.
and had children. We, you know, we're the one, we women, and I'm one of them that turned around and helped push women to be
Got the
where
glass
they are.
ceiling there, so, yeah.
Well, but I'm saying, but okay, still at your age, you still could go get your attorney's license. What would stop you from doing it? I mean, okay, let's say money and everything. Let's just say, I mean, I know it'd probably take what 2-3 years, but let's be honest. In our state,
No, it's 4 to 6 years.
well, it depends how much
I'm
college
right
degree you
now.
already got. You
You
know,
wanna be a good lawyer?
well, if you want to be a good lawyer, you
Law-
gotta go work
law-
for no, you
law
gotta
is
go work
always
for
changing.
Morgan and Morgan.
No, he's not a lawyer, he's a scam artist.
No, I
He's not
think
even a lawyer no more,
if I did anything, I'd go back into real estate
But why that?
because you can
because I
also,
love selling.
right, because
Okay,
you
but-
also know the real estate
Because
laws.
I
Okay, but-
used to be a
Right.
realtor.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, let me tell you, I used to be a realtor.
I've been in
used
this business 34 as a realtor and as a loan officer.
Well, okay.
So,
Me and my mother went to the real estate class back in the 80s. All right.
That doesn't teach
We-
you anything.
Well, we went to the real estate class.
Just get a shingle.
Well, so we went to the class. We both failed it. I went back, got the test, passed it, got my license. I did it for like a year and a half. And honestly, all it did is realize that the most average buyer doesn't really know what the F they're looking for, at least back then. And it used to be the old day. Well, let's meet at the office, and I'm going to show you all these places. And now you get in my car, we're going to drive
It's not that way no-
around.
it's not
all right?
that way no
And we
more.
get to the place and go, oh, that carpet's too orange. Oh, that wall's green. Ooh, yes.
you-
And
you
I'm
have-
like, wow, I tried every approach. It just, and that's how it was to me. Now I go back, let's go speed forward 20 years faster.
So
Okay.
you're
I don't
eat-
need no
you're
real
eat-
estate
eat
license.
Hot dogs at the gas station.
I don't need anything. All I need is the charisma to go out there and go, hey, you want to sell your
Right.
house? You interested in buying your house? Before it used to be only MLS. Now you got Redfin, now you got this thing, you got this, you got Zillow, and most people are not aggressive. And they don't know how to negotiate. I would rather, personally, not deal with a realtor. You know why? Because I got
See, now,
when I go
I've
work
heard
at-
somebody say the reverse. I've heard them say they do the realtor and want the realtor to be the mortgage company as well. And I'm going, oh, boy, I mean, we did this before and we're doing it again.
yeah.
You wanna talk about the fraud that we saw back in
Well, no,
2000s on that?
The
when they
reason
did
why
it?
I'm saying this, because let's be honest with you, somebody has to pay those realtors. And it's usually 2.5% to 3% for each realtor,
Yeah,
or
they've
5 to
come down
6%.
They dropped
Okay,
that.
so think about it. If I got a $600,000, I'm paying, that's $30,000. That gives me as a buyer a $30,000 leverage key right there, right off the bat there. Because I'm
Yeah,
going in.
why? Because you're not the one that's paying it.
It doesn't
It's
matter.
the seller that
But I'm
pays
saying,
it.
but the seller's losing out on $30,000. So I could go to him and say, hey, why do you want to pay 5% with us?
Because of the
You and I can work a
laws
deal.
that are
Well,
out there.
Yeah.
No, because all I gotta do is go to a title company.
The
I go to a title
Not-
company,
not
I
easier
drop a
said than done.
contract.
Yeah,
'cause it-
that's a lot easier. said
But
than
in
done.
the state.
That's a whole other
But
hour
in the,
of
but in the
conversation.
state, okay, but in the state,
Yeah.
it says, in order to buy real estate or have a contract, you have to be 18 of age, you have to be of sound mind, and it has to be in writing.
Yes.
So if him and I sat down, he goes, I want that property for 600, but you're gonna pay a realtor $30,000, now we're down to 570. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you 575 right now. I saved you $25,000, I saved myself $25,000.
Cut the realtor out?
I cut the realtor out,
That's not nice.
okay? But that's business. That's all it's
Well,
about. It's a problem. But now, I'm gonna flip it the other way.
Yeah.
If I have a house and I want to get it moved quickly, I got two choices. I can maybe get a realtor who's maybe gonna work it correctly, or I can pay for the MLS listing myself.
Right.
I'll put a big ass site out there. I'll market myself on Marketplace and everything else, and I'll take my own deals.
What about that?
I don't think a realtor is
You know
right.
what
I
the
think you need a mortgage
statistics
broker.
are?
What's that?
Statistics are that you will sell your house faster if you have a real estate agent.
Well, why? Because you're on MLS. That's
No,
why.
because you were just what you said. You can go, there's realtors out there will do exactly what you're saying you want
Yeah,
done.
yeah.
And just charge almost nothing to do it.
Well,
But
most of
the
them don't.
other agents that are looking at this and everything, they're so, and again, I've been in this business for 30-some years.
Yeah.
There are so many traps.
Oh,
So
and,
many
yeah.
traps.
Oh, yeah.
And, you know, you have the other choice of getting an attorney because what contract are you going to use? You're gonna go down to Depot and pick up one of their contracts and all of a sudden, well, wait a minute, what do you do when you find out after you purchased it that there's a hole, that is a sinkhole
Yeah.
underneath it or anything else?
Yeah.
Realtors have to tell you this stuff.
Yeah,
They-
but let's be honest. But you know as well as sometimes the owners don't tell the realtors everything, and the realtor won't know that.
Yes,
Okay.
they will.
But if
well,
the house,
I mean, if there was a sinkhole already on the property, but I mean, let's look at Brandon. Brandon had many sinkholes, and people don't know if they have a sinkhole in their house. I've got 3 properties out there right now. Okay, that I know for a fact they were nearby there. There's never been any evidence that there's a sinkhole there.
No, but that you just said it, they will know if there's been any nearby.
Well, true.
I mean, a good, and again, what you're saying, you're talking about some of the not so great realtors. I can talk about
Yeah.
the really good realtors out there.
Right.
And just to go back with what, I wish I could have taught you how to be a realtor because I had one of the best brokers that taught me to be in real estate. I literally showed 3 houses to the buyer.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah.
I showed them the house I knew that they would probably like. Why?
Right.
Because I talked to them.
Yeah.
And I knew exactly what they were looking for.
Well, I use the key word because you sat down and stuff. But I mean,
Yes.
most
And then I
time-
turned around and I got him a so-so one. Then the last one I showed him was a horrible one. So
Yeah.
guess which house they bought?
the first one you said.
Of course.
Well, usually that's what it is. I mean, it's like me. Okay,
But I already knew that by what colors do you want? What do you want? How, you know, you're asking the question.
But you have to admit, now and then is a lot different. Today's market is a lot different, okay? Today's market, just in the last 2 years, to me, the prices are 20-30% overpriced,
Yes.
okay? And then
But
on
they're
top
coming
of it,
down.
then on top of that, okay, interest rates are freaking higher. Now, granted, I look at me, I've got some high interest rates on a couple of my deals. Didn't stop me from buying, but the bottom line here is, I, as the buyer, want to know that I feel like in my head that it's a good deal at this moment. Whether I pay a high interest rate or I got freaking 2 bedrooms, 1 and 12, you know, I mean, it's got to be the buyer. And like I said, I can't tell you how many realtors just in the last year. Yeah, I want to see that property. They won't even get back to you for 2-3 days. Okay, or better yet, oh yeah, I can't meet you right now, but there's a lot box on there. Go ahead and walk through that. Okay, and there's a lot of those. There is about 50% of the realtors out there that I've
That's why
dealt
I'm
with are
not a
like that.
realtor here in Florida, because I was a realtor in Alaska. I was a realtor in Colorado. And I can tell you, realtors in Colorado and Alaska did not do what they are doing down here in
Yeah,
Florida.
well, I mean, like I said, when I got into it back in the late freaking 80s, I was one of those people that, whatever you want, I'll be more
I
than
got
happy to
into it
show
in
you.
86.
And I drove them around in my car, followed them around, they followed me, and I would say, don't worry about that, we can fix that, you know? They, you know, somebody like, that's it. Now, don't go, let's go to this house with an open mind, because it's got shag carpet that's like freaking 10 feet high, and it's orange in color, and the walls have got, you know, hand stains on. We can always put some paint on it. That gives us room to negotiate. You know, it's like everything else. It's that effective communication skills that I see that it's not there unless you want to text.
So let me ask you a question. If you're looking at all these pictures, and you know, people that are listening to this podcast right now, I want them to really understand this one. You're looking on Zillow, and you're looking at
Yeah.
all the rest of them, and you're looking at the
Redfin,
house you
yeah.
want, and you're seeing these beautiful pictures.
Oh, yeah.
Do you really think that that is what the house is going to look like?
No. Well, it's about 50-60%. Depends on the photographer. Depends on the photographer. Okay, the problem is most of them make it look so much bigger than what it is.
And it's not. You go there, and that's when you start looking. You know, just picturing your own house, okay? You look at this, and it's a 10 by 10 bedroom or something, and it looks like it's,
It's like-
huge.
yeah, it's like
just look at your
40 by
house and
100,
what
yeah.
a 10 foot by
Yeah,
10 foot really
yeah.
looks like. Yeah,
But see, that's what I'm saying. It's just facade. It's like our media that overanalyzes the whole thing. It makes it so much grander than what it is. That's why I'd rather just go, hey, I like this neighborhood. Hey, you want to sell your property? No. Hey, you want to sell your property? No. You want to sell your property? Great. What are you thinking about? And then you go back, do your own due diligence, figure what it is, come back there with an offer. They're going to say yes or no.
But you know, part of what's going on out there is the public's own fault. Because when I was a realtor, I would turn around and I'm the same as I'm with you on mortgaging. I'm honest.
Yeah.
I'm probably over honest because
Yeah.
then people go elsewhere
Yeah.
to get their loan, and then they come back to me. Oh, I should have listened to you, Carol, because you were right to begin with.
Right.
But they are the ones that turned around, and I would go out there and tell them what their property was worth. It's worth, we'll say $300,000.
Yep.
Well, the down over at ABC Realty, they wanted that listing.
Yeah.
So they turn around and say, "Oh no, she's wrong. It's worth $320,000."
Or $400,000.
So who
I
do
know
you
I can
think
get
the
that for
seller
you.
listed with?
Yeah.
Guess what they sold it for?
Sweet.
Under $300,000.
Well, I mean, the bottom line here, okay, is it's the reality check of life. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, basically, I've learned, because you've been there, you've seen it, all right?
Yeah.
It's like our media for the last decade. Over talking, or wow, this is, I mean, okay, let's real quickly talk about the hurricanes. Nobody said this hurricane was going to be a bad hurricane, and we've been here forever. I didn't see anybody boarding up. Just thought it's the same thing.
They didn't tell
The
the truth
media-
at all.
The media should have came up and said, hey, this could potentially be a real big one. You might
I
want
don't
to
know
get
who
out
you
there.
were watching, but I heard it was gonna be a bad one.
Nah.
I heard that surge was
Well,
gonna
it-
be
not-
all the
not-
way in 15 feet.
Maybe.
They
'cause
usually
we
talk
got-
about surge when the thing's still over in the Atlantic.
Yeah, yeah.
They
I
try to
mean,
scare you.
Yeah,
That's
I
all.
mean, the
It's-
thing that I get at
But
is
the
I
thing
go
was
to
the surge was correct this time.
I go to myself because I was
No.
a gamble. Nah.
No, you're talking Pinellas County. The last terrible hurricane that ever hit this area was in 1920. That's
Yeah,
where they
really bad
cut
one.
blind passing.
Yep.
450 people were killed
Yep.
because they lived in shanties and stuff like that. Well, nowadays you got 35 million people living in the state. Everything's exemplified by times 10.
Yep.
That's why the damages are so high. That's why they're trying to scare everybody.
Ah.
Before the weather, during the weather report, the commercials were sponsored by Home Depot. People were complaining about that
Yeah.
because Home Depot was
Promote.
go fix your house, stuff like that. But if you saw 5 different weathermen on 5 different stations, they had 5 different reports, and they never crossed a line because they were given the orders on how to talk to everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes, you notice, I was born and raised here,
Yeah.
so I know exactly what they're doing. Exactly. So,
And it's
so
like
in-
everything, it's a way to make profit.
Well, maybe
No.
it's because I was looking online to see where
well,
it was going and
there's
what it was
a
doing.
scope of work that you look at online for this and everything else. You just look at the stuff and go, if the storm speed is this and it's going that, you have to calculate. I do in my mind. I'm about 95% correct.
Yeah.
Because if it were a direct hit, yeah, everything's gonna flood.
Oh, yeah.
You got people's houses in Treasure Island that still don't have their
Yeah.
permits.
Oh, yeah.
You
yeah.
got people in
Brandon
condos
Shores.
where the
Yes.
roofs
It's
blew
gonna
off
take months.
and wiped out half the houses and stuff like that.
Yep.
I went to the dentist this morning. People there, the poor people there, live in northeast St. Pete. They've got flooded because the drainage system is so old.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
Snell
just a
Isle.
combination of
Yes.
everything.
But it's a combination of everything. And the politicians don't want to tell you anything. It's almost as bad as Tampa, where they keep on spending money to buy land instead of fixing the drainage system down south in Tampa.
Yeah, that's
They
so
don't give
true.
a shit about
Yeah,
that.
I know, that's so true.
And they flooded in Waters and Hillsborough, Zone E, never should have happened.
Yep.
I live in Zone D. I got a canal that runs in back of me, drainage, stuff like that. Back in 2004, we had 4 hurricanes crisscross the state.
Yeah, yep,
I don't know if you're here or not, but four.
yep.
And that
Rainfall.
water never got in the back of
No.
in my yard. I got a pool in the backyard.
Yep.
The only thing I get in the pool is leaves.
Yeah, dirt.
Well,
dirt,
you might
yeah.
wanna also talk about, what about cutting down all these trees? Now, I'm not a tree hugger or anything, but I do know one thing,
Yeah.
is that the trees break a lot of the wind and stuff.
I have a big tree in the backyard. I have 2 in the front. Yes, that's true to a certain point.
To a certain point.
But whenever this last storm, my fence was pushed out
Yeah,
because the wind was
was
swirling
south.
going
Yeah.
south.
yep.
So you just have to look at stuff like that and whatever. I've got shutters. I got this. I get bored at my house and stay inside. I don't really care. But you just gotta be conscious about certain things. And people that move here that have you ever been in your house and you hear this wind blowing past your house? It sounds like a choo-choo train. That's a hurricane wind.
Yeah, that's bad.
80 or 90
I
miles
lived
per hour.
through Tornado Alley, I used
Yeah.
to live
Oh,
in
yeah.
Indiana.
Yep, so
But
you
this is-
So,
experienced-
that's-
yeah, I
that's-
went through
yeah.
a tornado.
Yeah, but
So
I'm just
look at that.
talking about, just be realistic about how you want to treat anything in life accordingly, along with yourself, and just be knowledgeable about what you have to do.
Well, guys, hey, listen, I just want to say once again, 'cause we're going to wrap it up here, guys. 'Cause we're going to have our last night of the week nightly meeting here, network meeting, guys. And I just want to say to everybody out there, thank you so much for giving us 2024, this podcast journey with you. It's been a great experience. We've met so many good friends. We've got so many good stories. We've lost some friends along the way. We've gained a lot of friends along the way. But I just want to say to you from my heart, to all of you out there, hey, we love you. We appreciate you. We hope that you'll subscribe to us. And hopefully you'll join us next year in 2025. And maybe you'll be the next guest on our podcast. I want to say goodbye to you guys. Stay blessed. Happy holidays. Happy New Year.
Keep on hanging those Christmas tree lights because you only got a couple days left.